Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Diary of a Doula. Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a fantastic day. It's rainy and cold out, but I am enjoying being at home and just hanging out with my family. Today's topic is going to be, what is the difference between a midwife and a doula? I always, a lot of people think that I am a midwife. I've gotten calls like, hey, I'm having a baby soon. Can you come to my house for a home birth? I'm like, whoa, no. I do not go to people's houses to help them have a home birth. We are non-medical labor support. In that case, if you want a home birth, you would have to find a midwife. So I live in Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada. And in Fort McMurray, we don't have any midwives, unfortunately, so everybody goes to obstetricians, or there are a couple family doctors that do deliver babies. Uh-oh, I hear a little guy crying. Sorry about that, my little guy woke up from his nap early, but he's back to sleep. So I think I was talking about, in Fort McMurray, Alberta, we don't have any midwives, unfortunately. Hopefully we will, but there is, a shortage in the budget and all that type of thing to have more midwives throughout Alberta. There are midwives in Edmonton, Lac La Biche, Rocky Mountain House, Calgary, St. Albert. But that's about Lac La Biche is only 2.5 hours away, but that's brand new. Otherwise, you had to travel 4.5 hours, which is actually what I did for my birth. My very first birth, which was Maverick. It was awesome though. No complaints about traveling. It was well worth it. Anyways, back to the main point. We don't have any midwives here, so everybody will see obstetricians or their family doctors. There are some family doctors that do deliver low-risk pregnancies, which is great. But for the most part, if you're low risk, you see your family doctor all the way up through your pregnancy. They do all of your lab reports, all the checks, send you for your ultrasounds, etc. And then if you became high risk for whatever reason, you get transferred to an obstetrician, or near the end you get transferred to the obstetrician for 1 or 2 visits. Some people will have their membrane sweep then, and they just get to talk to the obstetrician. And here, actually in Canada in general, it's not like in the US where you would pay to have a doctor or your insurance pays and they stay on call for your birth. When you have an obstetrician prior to delivery, in Fort McMurray anyway, I'm not sure about the rest of Canada, there could be different options in other places, but here, when you get to the hospital, it's whatever obstetrician is on call, that's who would deliver your baby, or the nurses if it's super quick and they can't make it or whatever. But yeah, the whole point of this was to say it's super sad that we don't have midwives. I wish we did, and I'll get back to the point now. So doulas and midwives are completely opposite, as I said. We do work together though. So if there were midwives here and they did do home births, people can hire doulas to come along, and like when I had a midwife, they encouraged me as a first-time mom to get a doula, which was awesome, and it's great. I think everybody should have a doula. It's, the studies are out there that having a doula during your birth, there's a whole slew of good benefits to that, and I'll post lots of stuff about it. I don't want to keep nagging on about how great doulas are, although they are amazing. Yeah, so a midwife would provide all of your medical needs during your pregnancy. Right from the beginning, you have a midwife, and they would send you for all your lab work, blood work, urine tests, anything that would have to do with pregnancy and the medical side of your pregnancy. As long as you remain low risk, you could stay with your midwife right until delivery. And then they're specifically on call for your birth, and then they have to have another midwife with them during the delivery. One midwife for the mom, one midwife for the baby. In case there's something going on, there's 2 different people there. If you became high risk, then you would be either transferred to an obstetrician, or it would be like a collaborative care. But for doulas, we don't have anything to do with the medical side. We deal with all the physical, emotional, and informational support for mom and the family. So basically a birth coach versus the medical provider, care provider for the patient. So I hope you can kind of see the difference between what a doula and a midwife is. We work hand in hand together, but completely different roles. Both equally important, just completely different. Also, midwives are 100% just as safe as obstetricians. Of course, obstetricians are trained medical doctors for very specialized situations, cesarean sections, things going, very wrong with mom, HELLP syndrome, preeclampsia, things that are just not normal, things that are very special. That's why if you become high risk, you go to an obstetrician because that's their specialty. But for low risk moms, midwives are very safe, and home birth is very safe. There's many studies out about home birth, and it is equally as safe as a hospital birth. In Canada, there's not like a nurse midwife. Like in the States, there's a bunch of different types of midwives, and you can hire them privately. In Canada, they all have to kind of be on the same level. They have to have, if you were going to become a midwife, it's a 4-year degree. There's a handful of universities around Canada that offer the midwifery program. Midwives are highly trained. They can do all the resuscitative measures that would take place at the hospital, they can do at home. They bring all of that equipment with them, so if anything serious happens, they can take care of you at home. They're trained every year. They have to retake, courses to make sure they're up to date completely, which is great. And if you need to be transferred to the hospital, they transfer to the hospital, and that's why you usually had to be within a certain radius of the hospital when you have a midwife. And again, a doula has nothing to do with any of this stuff. That's all midwives. Doulas focus on you in a non-medical way. I hope I'm really getting that point across, that we are non-medical and midwives are all medical. Of course, they provide amazing support as well, but they're focusing on you medically, so that's why it's great, even when you have a midwife, to have a doula. If you have any questions about what a midwife is, if I missed anything, what a doula is if I missed anything, I did post another video about what is a doula. You can check that one out. But if you have any other questions, feel free to write below, and or you can email me at jennab@higherhealth.ca, or check out my Facebook page, Jenna Buffett Doula Services, and shoot me an inbox, and I'd be happy to get back to you. Also, I'm going to leave off with a question. Did you have a midwife? How was your experience? Did you have a doula? How was your experience with a doula? Do you wish you had access to midwives? And anything else that you want to write and tell people about, your story, that would be great.